Have you ever considered the types of people you should avoid in life? It's a question of paramount importance, as the company we keep plays a crucial role in shaping our lives. Our choices can either pave the way towards God's plan for us or lead us astray from it. The Bible, filled with wisdom and guidance, offers insightful counsel on this subject. So, are you ready to delve deeper into this intriguing topic? Today, let's explore what the Bible says about the types of people we should be wary of. First on our list, the arrogant and prideful. Now you might be wondering, what's so wrong with a little confidence? Well, there's a fine line between self-assuredness and arrogance. When we cross that line, we're treading into dangerous territory. Consider the wisdom found in Proverbs 16:18. It reads, "Pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall." This ancient adage reminds us that arrogance and haughtiness, or an inflated sense of self-importance, can lead to our downfall. It's a cautionary tale that speaks volumes about the dangers of pride. You see, when we're filled with pride, we tend to think that we're invincible, that we're above everyone else. We start to believe that we can do no wrong. And this, my friends, is where the danger lies. This inflated sense of self can blind us to our own shortcomings and mistakes. It can prevent us from growing, learning, and improving. Pride can also make us feel entitled, causing us to overlook the feelings and needs of others. It can make us dismissive and unkind, creating a barrier between us and the people around us. And ultimately, it can lead to isolation and loneliness. Moreover, pride can drive a wedge between us and God. It can make us feel that we don't need His guidance, His love, or His grace. We might start to think that we can do it all on our own, that we don't need anyone else. But this is a dangerous path to tread. Humility, on the other hand, is a virtue that draws us closer to God. When we're humble, we recognize our own limitations. We understand that we're not perfect, that we make mistakes, and that we need God's guidance and love to navigate through life. Humility also allows us to empathize with others, to treat them with kindness and respect, and to build meaningful relationships. So let's strive to cultivate humility in our lives. Let's strive to be aware of our own shortcomings, to learn from our mistakes, and to treat others with kindness and respect. Remember, humility is a virtue that draws us closer to God. Next up, the dishonest and deceitful. A person who is dishonest and deceitful often leaves a trail of broken trust and shattered relationships. This is not a path we should choose to tread, for it is one that leads us astray from the righteous path. In the book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 22, it is written, "The Lord detests lying lips, but He delights in people who are trustworthy." This verse is a reminder of the importance of honesty and trustworthiness, not just in our relationships with others, but also in our relationship with God. When we lie, we are not only deceiving others, but also ourselves and God. Think about it. When we lie, we create a false reality, one that is built on shaky foundations. We put on a mask, hiding our true selves from the world. But can we ever be truly happy living a lie? The answer is a resounding no. In the end, the truth always reveals itself, and when it does, the consequences can be severe. On the other hand, when we are honest and trustworthy, we build strong, lasting relationships. We live in a world that is built on trust. We trust that the sun will rise every morning. We trust that the ground beneath us will not suddenly give way. And most importantly, we trust in God's love and faithfulness. When we are honest, we show respect to others and to ourselves. We acknowledge our mistakes and learn from them, rather than trying to cover them up with lies. We live in the light of truth, and in doing so, we bring light into the lives of those around us. The importance of honesty and trustworthiness cannot be overstated. They are the pillars upon which our lives and relationships are built. When we uphold these values, we not only please God, but we also find true happiness and fulfillment. Remember, God values truth. He hates deceit. And as children of God, we should strive to live according to His will, always choosing truth over deceit, honesty over dishonesty. God cherishes truth and despises deceit. Another type to avoid, the wrathful and angry. In the book of Ephesians chapter 4, verse 31, we find a clear directive from the Apostle Paul. Get rid of all bitterness, rage, and anger, brawling and slander, along with every form of malice. This verse is not merely a suggestion, but a command, a call to action for those who seek to live in accordance with God's will. Let's delve into this. What is wrath? It's an intense emotional response, an extreme anger that often leads to destructive actions and harmful words. And anger? It's a powerful emotion that can take hold of us, causing us to lash out or retreat into bitter silence. Both wrath and anger can be destructive, not only to ourselves, but also to the relationships we hold dear. But why does Paul advise us to rid ourselves of such intense emotions? The reason is simple. Wrath and anger have no place in a heart filled with the love of God. They are corrosive emotions that can eat away at our peace, our joy, and our ability to love others as we are called to do. However, the Bible doesn't merely call us to suppress or ignore these emotions. Instead, it calls us to replace them. Replace wrath with patience, anger with understanding, and bitterness with forgiveness. It's about making a conscious effort to foster peace and understanding, even when our natural inclination might be to react with anger or wrath. Yet this is not an easy task. It requires daily effort, prayer, and reliance on God's grace. It's a transformative process, a journey towards becoming more Christ-like in our interactions with others. So, if you find yourself in the company of those who are wrathful and angry, remember Paul's words. Encourage them towards calmness and forgiveness. But if they choose to remain in their anger, it may be time to distance yourself. After all, we are called to be peacemakers, to foster love and understanding, not to fuel the fires of wrath and bitterness. Foster peace and understanding, not anger and resentment. Lastly, let's discuss the lazy and unmotivated. This category of individuals is one we all may be familiar with, and it's crucial that we recognize the pitfalls associated with such a mindset. Proverbs 13:4 offers a stark contrast between the sluggard and the diligent. It says, "The soul of the sluggard craves and gets nothing, while the soul of the diligent is richly supplied." It's not just about physical laziness here, but also spiritual and mental laziness. It's about the reluctance to step out of comfort zones, the hesitance to strive for more, and the lack of drive to pursue one's potential. The sluggard craves, desires, and yearns, yet receives nothing. It's a cycle of unfulfilled desires and missed opportunities. This is because the quest for comfort and ease often leads to stagnation, and stagnation breeds discontent. It's a trap that's easy to fall into, but hard to escape. On the other hand, the diligent person is richly supplied. Diligence in this context is not just about hard work, but also about consistency, perseverance, and a willingness to improve. It's about pushing boundaries, challenging oneself, and not being afraid of failure. The diligent person understands that hard work is not just a means to an end, but a virtue in itself. They know that the journey is just as important as the destination, and in that journey they find fulfillment, growth, and satisfaction. Laziness and lack of motivation are dangerous because they rob us of our potential. They keep us from becoming the best versions of ourselves. They hinder us from experiencing the fullness of life that God has planned for us. So, let's strive to be diligent in all that we do. Let's push past our comfort zones, work consistently towards our goals, and never stop learning and growing. Let's not be sluggish and unmotivated, but diligent and driven. Remember, diligence is not just about achieving success, but about becoming a person of character, integrity, and faith. It's about becoming the person God designed you to be. Work hard and trust in God's plan for you. In conclusion, while we should show love and kindness to all, we must be mindful of the influence others can have on us. The journey of faith is a personal one, but it's also shaped by the company we keep. Reflecting back on the insights from this video, we've talked about 4 types of personalities that may hinder our spiritual growth. The arrogant and prideful, who may lead us to forget about the humility and gratitude that are at the heart of our faith. The dishonest and deceitful, who might tempt us to stray from the path of truth and integrity that's so integral to our beliefs. Then we have the wrathful and angry, who can disrupt our inner peace and distract us from the message of love and forgiveness that Jesus taught. And finally, the lazy and unmotivated, who can dampen our drive to strive, achieve, and make a positive difference in the world. While it's important to extend our compassion to everyone, let's remember that our spiritual well-being also depends on surrounding ourselves with positive influences, individuals who inspire us, uplift us, and help us grow in our faith. After all, Our relationships should reflect the values we cherish and the person we aspire to become. Remember, the company you keep can either lead you towards God's path or away from it. Choose wisely.